From your Chapter 8 folder, open the file Chapter 8, Energy Analysis. From the Analysis tab, and in the corner of the Reports and Schedules panel, click on the little arrow to access the building and space type settings. Here we can access default settings for specific building types. For example, an office. We can accept the defaults or change them to values of our own. We can also look at specific space types, also accepting the default values, or once again specific requirements to the building that we're working on. Back in the Analyze tab, we can click on Heating and Cooling Loads and then start applying the settings as required. Here we have the building type, set as an office, its location, London, UK, the ground plane, let's specify that as level 1, and the project phase, new construction. Sliver space tolerances is for where we have small volumes that are not included in overall spaces, but we still need to account for their volume. The building service, what type of overall heating and cooling system is used for this building? Again, the building construction, this is an overall setting. So here's the thing, if you're working with an architect, and if he's using Revit, and if, at conceptual stage of design, he's decided what the building materials are going to be, you can uncheck these overrides. But these construction methods for the entire building may not have been decided at the stage where you're doing your analysis. So we can override it with a pretty good guesstimate. Once this is complete, click on OK, choose the building infiltration class, and the report type. With this done, we can click on the Details tab and start looking at individual spaces or zones and define how they operate in relation to the rest of the building. You can see here that several of the spaces defined have got warning messages against them. Selecting the specific space, we can take a look at what the related warning is. Here we've got space volumes overlap. So this is one error that we probably should take care of. Once you've been through the entire model and resolved all the errors, you can then take a second pass, defining construction methods for, say, the plenums as a whole. Here we can see we can select level 1 plenum, define the service type, heating information, cooling information, and outdoor air information. Working in zones gives you the ability to control more of the building as a whole rather than individual spaces. Although with some particular spaces, you may want to select these and specify their use, their construction types, and here we can create new construction types for specific areas with overrides. Finally, we can take a look at the analytical surfaces of each space and zone. Clicking on the Analytical Surfaces button, once calculated, allows us to see the different constructions that make up that space. Here we can see the exterior walls and any windows that make up that wall. This is a good place to start looking for errors. For instance, if you forget to define any plenum spaces, you'll find that all your ceilings are marked down as roofs, which would then give you incorrect results when it comes down to calculating your heating and cooling loads. Once all of these are resolved, we can click on the Calculate button. This may take several minutes to run the calculation. Once completed, Revit generates a report that gives us details of the entire building, its spaces and their load requirements. Also, when we take a look at a space in the model and look at its properties, we now find that we have a calculated supply requirement for that space. We also have a specified airflow, which could be the result from an exterior analysis program. We then have actual supply airflow, which currently equals 0, as we have no diffusers in the room. Once we start populating the model with air terminals, this figure will automatically increase.